Well, we are back. A little 2 week absence, but we are back. Welcome. Already a lot of people here, which is pretty awesome. Hello, Fish Fam, says Dennis. What's going on, buddy? Come on, start the stream. Start it. Well, I did say I would be a little late, so really, I'm right on time. 5:02. If you haven't figured it out, that's like my go time. 5:02. I have to get a 20-gallon tank and a 2.5-gallon tank, says Melissa. I have to get lots of 20-gallon tanks. So, and I just missed the $1 per gallon sale, so that's pretty awesome. But hopefully they'll be easy to find. But anyways, y'all talking steaks. I want mine to arrive with blood on the plate. You can get blood with medium rare, which is how I do it. But anyways, we're going to get right into fish because this fish is selling fast. And when I say fish, I'm talking about the fish of the week. The fish of the week. Use this link right here, and let's go take a look. We're talking about Trout Goodies. Now, an hour ago, there was 60 of these available. Now there's only 20. So we've sold 40 of them. Well, I've sold 40 of them in an hour. So there's 20 left. But now here's what's ridiculous. One, this is a super amazing, awesome fish. And it behaves exactly like a trout. It's pretty awesome. They get about 4 inches. They don't need heaters. You can heat them. But anywhere in the 70s, they'll do just fine. I've even seen people keep them in the low 80s. I wouldn't do it. As Goodies generally prefer colder weather. Below 70s, you know, room temp, just fine. Live bear, super easy to breed as long as you have lots of plants and places for them to hide. But the ridiculous thing here is that for some reason this fish is only $7, which is crazy because this is offspring from Greg Sage, who has basically the best Trout Goodies that you can buy. I don't know why or how or the reasoning behind these being only $7, but that is crazy cheap. I highly recommend it. You'll never be able to get them for that cheap again. I'm guessing maybe just because he got a ton of them, he maybe priced them cheap to make room. I have no idea. Like I said, we sold 40 of these in an hour. Definitely get some of these while you can. 19 left, and they're gonna go quick. I promise. Alex says, no, I can't spend any more money on fish. Killing me, Smalls. This is one of those scenarios where, like, you know, this is such a good deal. I don't know how you couldn't do it. It's like this is when you this is a dip into savings kind of deal in fish. They're pretty awesome, I'm telling you. I have a video on these. If you're interested, you can search my channel for Trout Goodies. Regina says there's only 19 left. I know, we started with 60. It's crazy. I had no idea. But yeah, I do have a video on these guys. If you want to learn more about them, like I said, on my channel, just search Trout Goodies. It'll come up. Short, I think 5-minute video. Check them out. You will not regret this fish, I promise you. Now they do get 4 inches, and they're a big-bodied fish, so I'd probably go like 40 breeder minimum on this guy. Not something to stick in like a 20. Definitely not a 10. 20 long's gonna be too small too. They're a big-bodied 4-inch fish, so. That the 40 breeder would be my minimum recommended size. But anyways, there you go. Fish of the week, Trout Goodies, Greg Sage line. This is like I don't even know how to explain it. That's way cheaper than I've ever paid for Trout Goodies. So there you go. Get them. 20 left. Someone buy them all. Use that link in the chat and you'll get 20% off. There's my little spiel. All right. Had to get that out of the way quick because all the people that come in late are going to miss out since there's only 20 left. And I got to get my chat back. Live chat. There we go. Zen says, you're going to get them all sold before I can buy some. I'm telling you, this never happened. I do fish of the week almost every week, and this is like literally never happened. So Dan's gonna like check his Trout Goodies and be like, what happened here? What the heck happened? Bob, next weekend is the OCA extravaganza. One of the sellers is selling a Pistogramma species gigas for $50 a fish. I haven't heard of that fish in a very long time. That's pretty crazy. I'm sure he'll probably get it, though. I mean, that is the place to get that kind of money for it. I wish I could go. One of these days, I'll have to make it to the Ohio Cichlid Association extravaganza. The Walter says, any tips on keeping grindworms? I'm assuming grindle worms. Oh, excuse me. And I've actually never kept grindle worms. Yeah, that's one I've never tried. So unfortunately, I got no tips for you. Sorry, buddy. Will EBAs or silver dollars? Silver dollars for sure will eat autos. I learned the hard way. Red tail sharks do. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if EBAs, like a full grown, it might not eat it. It might kill it and then like pick at it. A silver dollar I would not put with autos. Maybe like a full grown silver dollar just wouldn't bother with an auto. I mean, I don't know, but that doesn't really sound like a match made in heaven to me. Will there ever be dwarf koi from selective breeding? I sure hope not. I'm surprised there's not like balloon. Are there balloon, like what they've done to goldfish? Why haven't they done that to koi yet? Please see my question above. Hey, dude, buddy, chill out. Please see my question above. I don't know. What? Seriously, are they at all affected? Are they all affected my small pH shifts? Wait, what? Are they at all affected by small pH shifts, such as the daily shift of a CO? Nothing should be affected by pH swings from CO2. It's so, if you're setting up CO2 right, it should be so gradual and not even really noticeable. Like you're focusing down way too much on one aspect of CO2. It's not that difficult. I've never had a fish ever be affected by CO2 and pH swings ever. I mean, what, you're losing like half a pH over like 8 hours and then gaining a half a pH at night when, you know, that's nothing. I would never ever be concerned about that. Paul says, again, I was listening to relaxation music on fish videos. That is a thing. Like, some of those videos have like millions of views. I've seen some YouTubers try that. Jimmy did it pretty well. He got his little fish relaxation video did really well. I've never done CO2. I freaked out to mess something up. You're overthinking it. It's really not that difficult. Like, CO2 is not any more difficult than using fertilizer for the first time. It's really not. I understand, like, because you're buying like all this expensive equipment, like you know, you think like, but it's just expensive equipment. It's not difficult at all. K Walker says, stop micromanaging your tanks. It will get you in trouble. Yep. Overthinking for sure. It's not a big deal at all. Matter of fact, well, maybe I shouldn't make a statement like that. Like, if you're doing like CO2 in like a 2-gallon tank, one, what is wrong with you? Two, yeah, you could probably have some pretty serious pH swings in a 2-gallon tank. You know, my 125, I leave the CO2 running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No issues at all. Now, I'm not recommending that for a beginner. You definitely, you know, once you kind of get comfortable with CO2, you can start with it. But Bugatti or Ferrari? Ferrari, all the way. Ferrari has way better resale value. Try to sell a Bugatti. Like, I mean, you'd have to go to like the Middle East and get some like oil prince to buy your Bugatti, right? Ferraris, you know, there's lots of people out there buying Ferraris. Do I now, personal preference? I'm still gonna go Ferrari. Still gonna go Ferrari. I've heard some horror stories about gassing fish. Well, so gassing fish, this is something that goes wrong, right? Things go wrong in our fish tanks all the time. Heaters malfunction, you know, filters break and you don't notice it. You know, you go on vacation and your filters. So malfunctions happens all the time. You can't focus on that stuff, right? It's not the norm. It's just, sure, you're adding one more component to your fish tank that can go wrong and kill your fish, but you know, it would take something going wrong. Why would you want to sell your Bugatti? I would want to be able to sell. So I look at cars like assets, not like cars. Yeah, definitely cars are more like assets to me. I want something that's going to appreciate, not depreciate. This is why I have a whole lot of like $2,000 cars. I want to go spend $30,000 on a car, drive it off the lot, and have it be worth $15,000. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, I get it. Not everyone likes driving around $2,000 hoopties, but that's why I have a whole fleet of them, right? I can change it up. One breaks, I can go on to my next hooptie while I fix this one. I got a whole garage full of hoopties. It's great. I got super cheap insurance. I mean, my cop car cost me $50 a year for insurance. Full coverage, right? You're not getting that with like a brand new, you know, $60,000 truck. So I don't have $600-700 car payments, right? That's most people's car payments are what I pay for my cars. So I need to be able to sell something. And because, to get back to your question, like why would I sell it? Because I need to be able to sell assets in a pinch if I need money. And if you know, something terrible happens and a family member has like $1 million in medical bills, I need to be able to sell my Bugatti easily. Not it's not going to happen with the Bugatti. It's going to take time. Ever heard of the Maserati MC20? They are awesome. I want to look it up. Unfortunately, Maseratis have like the worst resale value of any car ever made. I love the Gran Turismo, but once that thing hits 40,000 miles, everything breaks. Like, it is one of the worst built cars ever, but it looks good and it sounds really good. Fish Tank Barn, what were we going to ask you about in the last stream? Says, tip, I would buy a minivan over a Bugatti or Ferrari, more storage space. You gotta put those tanks in there, man. Those cross-country fish trips, they're a lot better than a minivan. I'm actually looking at buying a minivan too. Like, I've been toying with the idea one of these days. Mr. Sardine says a Lamborghini Countach, which, I mean, talk about a 1980s car. Like, that is my car. Like, I am Mr. 80s. But I would not fit in one of those, unfortunately. But anyways, Mike, we were going to ask you about Limias, I think. Specifically, the one on Dan's fish. You would think I would have that website on it, since I just linked it. But let me open it here. And we can bring this conversation back to fish. Mike, Mr. Fish Tank Barn, have you kept this species, and can you give us maybe a little 1 or 2 sentence summary on keeping this fish? Never kept this one. I've only kept like 1 or 2 species of Limia ever, and I know you have lots of species. So this is the one we're looking at. This is a really cool looking fish, I must say. I am a sucker for black and yellow. I'm like, I've had a yellow car. I have yellow cars, black cars, like yellow, yellow and black. Those are my colors. So Limia perugiaeo, and sometimes Y. But that's it. If you can give us a little 1 or 2 sentence summary. I imagine they're just like every other Limia, but you never know. You might be an oddball care species, or maybe if we just read the description, it would tell us. An uncommon, peaceful library From the Caribbean, females give live birth 5 to 20 fry every 30 days. These do well in planted tanks and are prolific breeders provided enough cover. The fry are easy to take care of. Specific care requirements in the wild. These fish constantly pick at algae and microorganisms. So, an established tank with plants and wood is very beneficial to them. Diet omnivore, eating flakes, pellets, vegetable matter is an important part of their diet. I think I missed some punctuation in there, but you get the idea. And we're back. There it is. I'm like looking all over, like I don't know where it is. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much. And Fish Tank Barn, of course, thank you for the $5 super chat. And we now know you're a Ferrari guy. After minivans, that is. Paul says, nice fish, it is. If I had the money, high-end horses, you see stud fee flight line is getting... You see the stud fee flight line. Is it higher or lower than my stud fee? Because mine's pretty high. I cleared out all but two of the mollies this weekend. Could argue that depending on the lid and filtration setup, a lid is detrimental to gas exchange. Yeah, I mean, fish keeping is like, what would be a good analogy? Like the medical field, right? In the medical field, you can find one study that says this, and then you can find another study that says the exact opposite. Fish keeping is exactly the same way, I feel. Like, we all have our own thoughts, our own ways of doing things. There's multiple ways to be successful. Matt's Aquatic says, really weird question. Have you heard of Andrew Tate, and what are your thoughts? Well, I know he owns a lot of Bugattis, so I have heard of him, and I think he's fighting one of those stupid brothers, Paul or Joe. What are those stupid brothers? One of them's boxing now. Used to be like on Disney or something. But I think Andrew Tate is fighting him, in which case I hope he beats the living crap out of him. Other than that, I got no problems with him. Jake Paul, yeah. I just hope. I hope. I saw a little thing of them like doing like a square off or something, and I just hope. So if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, he's like a world-renowned, like 3-time gold champion kickboxer or something. I don't know much about him. I just know that he's like a gold medal kickboxer, and Jake Paul is some punk that fixes his fights and fights 50-year-old people and thinks he's like tough. So hopefully he fights a real fighter. Anyways, moving on. Alex Gonzalez, 200,000 some studs will service 2 to 3 mares a day, every day. Wait, 200,000. Oh, I thought you said 200,000 studs are servicing 2 to 3 mares a day. I'm like, I don't know if anyone can handle that train. Holy smokes. $200,000 is his stud fee, and do 2 to 3 a day. That's pretty good money. That's a little bit higher than my stud fee. Anyway, moving on. There are some pretty affordable and reliable ATO setups to help with evaporation if you're concerned about it. I do weekly water changes, so evaporation isn't a huge deal for me. Don't forget the super low personal property tax on Hooptie cars that can pass inspections and emissions in high tax locations. So I only buy cars that are 25 years old. So we don't have emissions in Washington anymore. They got rid of it. They said our air quality is too clean and got rid of emissions. It's just gone. But anyways, if you buy cars that are older than 25, you don't even have to register them. You register it once instead of having to buy tabs every year. You just do it once, and then so I don't even have to buy tabs on some of my cars. Like, it's ridiculously cheap. Can't trust Jake Paul. He has 2 first names. Can't trust a guy with 2 first names. That's kind of it. I lost almost an inch in 5 days when I set the tank up. Are you getting shorter? What are you talking about? Oh, dehumidifying. Okay. Yeah, why aren't you using a lid? Use a lid. Anyways, moving on. I hope Andrew wins too. So the thing I feel like, Matt, real quick, is I'm pretty confident that Andrew wouldn't dive like these other ones. Like, you couldn't. I don't think you could pay him enough to dive. But on the other hand, I feel like you could pay him a lot to dive, and then he would be like, "Well, you're stupid not to take the money," right? Which you would be. So I don't know. I just hope he wins. And we could just never hear about them again. Because maybe I want the plants to grow out of the top. Fair. I will say it's pretty awesome if you fill up a 40 breeder with like 5 species of Lugwidia and have them grow out the top. And I say Lugwidia because a lot of species of Lugwidia have really strong and thicker stems. So they actually do really well growing out, and they can actually grow really tall out of the water. Versus like Rotala, which mostly has like, you know, pretty weak stems. So they'll grow out of the water maybe like 6 inches, but you can get some of the Lugwidia to grow out like 2 feet out of the water. It's pretty sweet. All Things Fish says, Mitch, I don't run lid on my 125. I put a good chunk of money into providing the light to my plants. A lid is going to cut that down some and restrict immersed growth. Dirty lid will destroy it. Even a clean lid, so even with clean glass, I think when we did the study with the par meter, both clean glass and the Lexan, like the Lexan DIY tops, lose like 30% par going through the glass. Scruffy City says, I have very rich water. I have to clean the lid a lot. I know what you mean. Yeah, been there before. I hate when I buy used tanks and they have like that rim of calcium carbonate like just around the top, and it's like, ugh. And it's been dried on there for like 3 years. It's just like, it's such a pain to remove it. %, that's insane. Yeah, it was more than I thought, but what are you gonna do, right? What can you do? Wait, what? I think we all need to explain a bit better today. Bob's having a brain fade. I might be a little rusty. It has been a couple weeks since I've done a live stream, right? Bob, can you see this? I've been typing all stream long, but my messages aren't showing up. I do see that one, funny enough. Lately, I haven't been able to make it to the stream as much as I used to. I've been very busy and been getting into hobbies such as fitness. Sorry, I missed out on a lot. I need to start getting back into fitness too. Fitness, never mind. Stay on track. I'm right there with you. Last year, before I moved, I went like 6 months straight without missing a day at the gym. And then I moved, and then I hurt my shoulder. But now I just make excuses. I just need to go and make it a habit again. Thank you. I logged out of my account and then logged back in. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Steenfott, if an aquatic plant is grown out of water, then converted to grow underwater, example, Aquarium Co-op, Amazon Swords, can you therefore retrain it to grow back up out of the water? Yes, absolutely. I don't think, like sword plants for sure, right? Anytime like the leaves come out of the water, they're going to be able to absorb way more CO2, right? I don't know why I'm saying right all the time. I made fun of Corey a couple weeks ago, and now I'm doing it. But yeah, so, and it's actually interesting. So if you take Lugwidia, immersed growth, and grow out of the water, the leaves that are out of the water, or submersed, the leaves grow out of the water, and those leaves will be immerse grown. So you actually have like the bigger, thicker leaves out of the water, and you'll still have the smaller, normal leaves underwater. Any ideas on what I can do outdoor year-round in MA? I have 2 tubs, one roughly 40-gallon, one 30-gallon. I have newts and rice fish already, but want some more actual aquarium fish. I think you're going to have to go natives or different types of rice fish. But I don't know. There's a lot of cool darters out there. There's a lot of cool shiners out there. That's where I would go. Zero with zero. Left? Is there only 5 left? Oh my gosh. 5 Trout Goodies left. Let's take a look. That is so awesome. There's only 5 left. We went from 60 to 5 in just over an hour. Wow. Look at all these Trout Goodie orders. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, and someone got the 10% off too, I hope. They should have. Oh, and people buying Corys with them too. Ooh, gotta fill that box, right? Only 5 left. No chance a tub that small would freeze solid. Unfamiliar with MA weather. Well, I mean, my tubs would freeze solid if I let them out here. Depending. So, I just assume that's part of like your routine maintenance, is making sure your whole tub isn't frozen solid. Sound the alarm. Trout Goodies are for sale at Dan's Fish. Wow, glad I bought some when I did. Yeah, that's crazy. It brings a little tear to my eye. Danny Kane Aquatics, what's up, buddy? Did you hit 3K yet? Let's look. If you didn't hit 3K, I'm going to tell everyone to come subscribe right now. Let's take a look. Danikin Aquatics. Last I checked, you were still at 2.99. It still shows you, I don't know, that might be lagging behind though. I don't know. 2.99. We should give you some buffer anyways, right? Let's be a deer and subscribe to Danikin Aquatics if you're not. You won't regret it. The dude is crazy. He has a house in his fish tanks. It's pretty nuts. Fish Tank Barn says, "Yep, I have kept the Limia per UI and sometimes Y for quite a long time. I've had mine for 3 years. I would make sure that the Limia stay warm. They don't like it cold." See, I've been saying the exact opposite. So there you go. I'm glad you said that. Because the couple species I kept them unheated. Well, I'll take 3K. Come on. 2,900. Surely we can get 7 people. 7 people. Okay, here's, even I'll go subscribe right now. How about that? I'll put my money where my mouth is. Even I'll subscribe to you. Skim ice in a pool other day in Nebraska. Lows in the teens. Skim. My ponds have been freezing over every day. It's been in the 20s here. But I go out and bust them up every morning. One of them I have an air pump in that's still, so it's in the 20s, but it's also sunny. So I'm still getting the solar air pump going. So it keeps it from completely freezing over. But the other ones I have to smash up. Which, let's be fun. It's pretty fun. Let's be real. It's pretty fun. Felicia says, subscribed. I just subbed. All right. Dolbeck Aqua Design says, Danny and Kenny's stream is always a delight. I agree. Surely, Bob the Influence. I can't even deny it at this point. I sold 60 fish. Now people are subscribing. Like, the Steenfott army is out. Hey. The squad, isn't that? Oh yeah, the squad. Everyone calls them the squad. The squad. I'm from Indonesia, Bali. Awesome. I hope to make it there someday. My passport is ready. Someday I'll make it to Indonesia. Casual Aquatics, I mean, if y'all are passing out subs, I'll take 400 for 2K. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. 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 I don't have that kind of influence. Don't put that kind of pressure on me. 400 is way too much. There's 7 people, and don't call me Shirley. Do I know any sellers selling female dwarf gouramis to Canada? I don't. I'm sorry. YouTube autoplayed into your live stream. I never see it live. Good job, YouTube. Sweet. And I really like your avatar, a duck. I don't know why. I just like ducks. I like pictures of ducks, I think, more than I actually like ducks. I like the idea of ducks more than I like ducks. Ducks a lot. Bob is an influencer, and don't call him Shirley. What fish are those in the tubs that are freezing? That is a great question. They are gold white cloud minnows. My golden white cloud minnows. And I have a tub of. Wow, that was a lot of stuttering. I have a tub of goldfish as well. Unfortunately. Send duck pics, please, especially wood ducks. If you've never seen a wood duck, you should definitely look it up because they're absolutely beautiful. I had a pair of wood ducks on my property last year. I did not see them this year. I think my dogs probably took care of that for. But wood ducks are really sweet. Garden of Eater, what's going on? Good to see you. Regina says, Curtis Schindler, hi QT. Whoa, hey, all right. Don't you have the tiger salamander outside? So the tiger salamander was in a tub that good memory, that I took down, and I ended up just releasing him into a local pond. I also caught a long-toed salamander the other day, which was pretty interesting. Because I haven't seen one of those in probably 20 years, and it was just strolling across my yard. I almost stepped on it. It was actually like in my dog runs, so I'm glad my dogs didn't see it because they would have not let it live. But so yeah, it was just a little baby long-toed salamander. So I was pretty excited to see that. This year I didn't see any alligator lizards, which was kind of disappointing. Very few snakes as well, which is really weird. There wasn't a lot of frogs either. I don't know if it's because we had a really late spring. Like it didn't get sunny here till like July. So I don't know if it screwed up like the breeding of all these reptiles and amphibians, but there was hardly anything out there. Danios Aquatic says wood ducks are amazing. I agree. What is wrong with someone with 2 first names? I'm feeling very, very much attacked. Attacked. Just Googled wood ducks and they are cool. I'm telling you. I'm going to Google it too. I'm going to duck go it. Wood ducks. Yeah, and they look way better in person too. Just going to throw that out there right now. There. Here y'all go. That's a wood duck. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. Look at that. This has got to be the coolest looking duck of all the ducks. I don't know. I definitely give, well, I should probably just stop saying this or I'm going to end up swearing. So I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. Ducks. Those are gorgeous birds. I agree. I like Bergenesser ducks. Cool mohawks. So I've heard of these too. I've never seen one in person. The Mergengaster. They look like psychos to me though. Like you give them that mohawk and they just like, I don't trust them. I used to have a turquoise, turquoise goose, a Toulouse. One of my clients has a wood duck couple that have taken residence in their pond. When I'm cleaning the pond, I can get super close to them and they don't take off. That's crazy because I could never, like, I could get like 30 feet away. Like, oh my, as soon as they saw me, they were gone. They didn't let me get close at all. Mr. B's CPD says I have wood duck houses around my pond and see babies every year. Mandarin ducks are pretty cool too. I'll give them that. This is a first. I don't think we've ever talked about ducks on the live stream before. Pronounced Merganser. Yeah. Right there with you, Alex. He says mine never hang out long enough to get pics. They're gone. Like they don't trust me for anything, I'm telling you. Out west you have harlequin ducks. They're pretty too. I don't know that I've ever seen that one. Let's look. Kind of similar to the wood. No, not even close to the wood duck. What am I? I've never seen one of these out here. Oregon. Yeah. Wait, this is Alaska too. So if they're in Oregon and in Alaska, they should definitely be here. I've never seen one. I don't spend much time on the coast though. This definitely looks like a coastal duck. We had mallards. Yeah, there's lots of mallards out here. They're kind of jerks. Yep, once the mallard shows up, there goes the neighborhood. It's just poop everywhere. All they do is poop. They're like the goldfish of ducks. Just poop, poop, poop. Poop. They don't care. What happened to one of my plants? This one has, do you see this right here? It's got berries on it. I don't know what they are. Should I try one? It's got like a little pot of berries on it. I'm gonna get the duck out of here if you don't answer whether you got a package from me or not. Oh, I did get a package from you. The question is, where did I put it? I did get the badges. I just don't know where I put them, but I did get it. I did get it. Look on the ground behind me. Whoa. Did that whole thing just come off? Holy smokes. Look at that. You know what? This is going in a fish tank. That's what that means. Did I hit it with my chair? That's crazy. Here, oh, how about this? Where is a necklace? There. I'm going to wear my plant necklace when I go to the symphony next week. That's it. I'm going to be fancy. Did you eat the jerky? There was jerky in it? I don't think the jerky made it, my friend. Old squaw are awesome looking ducks as well. I have beautiful drake on my wall. My plants are shedding. That's really weird. Look how cool this leaf is, though. Look at that leaf. That's pretty cool. The little, whatever those are called, I don't know. Mr. B CBD says, I used to raise mallards. Fun to watch them fly for the first time because they had no idea how to land. They used to have a goose management dog that would visit the local beaches daily to reduce poop. No offense, mailed food sounds sketchy. So I will eat mailed food if it's still sealed in the original packaging. But I do not eat like homemade food. I've had homemade food sent to me before, and I'm like, yeah, what do you think, I was born yesterday? Yeah, right. I know you're trying to poison me. Fish Dream says, now that's hot. Bought some photos today. I'm going to assume you meant pothos. Cannot go wrong with pothos. All that screwing around, I just cut my thumb. Have to do a little CPR on my thumb. I don't know what happened, but it's bleeding. All right. The dog scared the geese away. I got it. I got it. That's why I don't have wood ducks anymore, because my dogs are here. Dang. It's bleeding pretty good. I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. I have like a, you can't really, that's like, it looks small on screen. It's a pretty big chunk of skin I just lost somewhere. Is it on this plant? I don't know. I'm always bleeding. I'm not sure how to take that. Super glad geese haven't made my pond a regular stop. It's too small to handle the poop any decent sized flock. Yeah, they just fly over me now too. And when they fly over, I just take cover. Did I hurt my knee on my... I've got a really big scratch on my shin now too that I don't know where it came from. It's like 2 inches long and it's deep. But I just chalk that up to the dogs. Like, we got big dogs, you get big gashes sometimes, right? You wrestle around, stuff happens. Super happy dog, yeah. Oh my gosh, we have a fish question, folks. A fish question. What do I think of Danio fish? I got a 40 breeder and ordered some Danio. I love Danios. I'm not a big fan of giant Danios. I think they're pretty awesome, but most of the time when I see them, they're like in tanks that are too small, which that's really my only problem. They're awesome fish, but they really need a 4-foot aquarium, and I see them in 20-gallon tanks way too much. What is the glow light Danio is one of my absolute favorite Danios. And I would love to do, they were on my wholesale list like a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. And I almost bought like 200 because you had to buy like 200 of them. And if you bought 200 of them, you got them for really cheap. And I was like, that would be so amazing to have a school of 200 glow light Danios. But I have since changed the plans for my fish room, so my big 300-gallon tank is not going in there anymore. And so I had no room to put them anywhere. But for the most part, like the Kyathith or whatever Danio is really nice. I'm trying to think if I have any in my fish room right now. I think I have Hikari Danios right now. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure I have a couple Hikari Danios. Really cool. I think that's it. I think that's it for Danios. Still 5 Trout Goodies left, people. Someone's got to get those 5. Bringing the goose in the house to have no control and that stuff really is slick. What about the goose grease? Do you save the goose grease when you kill it? John says, got some strawberry and leopard Danios. I think Danios are one of the most underrated fish in the hobby. Like, the whole lot of them. All Danios. I don't think they get enough love as they should. They're an amazing schooling fish, but for some reason, they just don't get the same love like tetras. Well, probably because there's like 150 in the hobby, and there's like 30 Danios. But still. My CW 123s are spawning right now, and my tetras are eating the eggs as soon as they spawn. The tetras are literally following around my Corridoras and scooping up the eggs as soon as they drop them. That's unfortunate. Pearl Danios are amazing. Yeah. I'm still like, one of my Trout Goodies dropped 15 fry yesterday. That's insane. That's insane. Are those your Trout Goodies? Like, because we got them almost sold. There was like 60 at the start of the stream, and now there's 5. I've almost got them all sold. You're going to be packing a lot of Trout Goodies tomorrow. Everyone likes fresh eggs, Bob. I do too. I do too. That's very unfortunate. The whole time that those were in my fish room, they didn't drop eggs at all. I move them in here, and now they're dropping eggs, and the tetras are getting them. That's usually how it works, though. My rummy-nosed tetra would peck at the eggs in my stir-bys. Wait, what? What? Oh, in your stir-bys fins. I was like, what? All right. Just dropped $40 on an orange shoulder severum, and I'm both very excited and very anxious about him dying. Oh, those things are like bulletproof. I wouldn't be worried about it. No, they're not mine. All my little Trout Goodies tanked when I brought them inside after summer tubbing. I'm finding that to be pretty common with summer tubbing fish. Like, the acclimation from coming outside to inside has to be very long. Anytime I try to rush it, and I'm talking like days long, not like an hour. Don't let them acclimate for an hour. Like, I don't know. There's just something about bringing fish in from outside. If you don't give them like days to acclimate, they just don't do well. Alex says, yes, clown killies would do great with rosy loaches. That is true. That would be a really fun combination. Have I ever seen Corridoras equus? Of course I have. Check out their blue eyes. Those are on my list to keep. If I can find a source for them. Because those are like a $20 or $30 Corridoras. Like, I can't afford to get a school of those. I got to get them either wholesale or from someone breeding them for cheap. One of my riding buddies has chickens and tons of eggs. I'm sick of egg salad. Man, I eat at least 4 eggs a day. At least 4 eggs a day. I think the other day I had 7 eggs. I had 4 eggs for breakfast, and then I made 3 for dinner. With my steak, mind you. I cannot get enough of fresh eggs. They taste so good. How many can I fit in the next size box? My medium box? Okay. Yeah, you gotta figure that out with Johnny. So I moved mine from their tub into my garage in an unheated tank on the ground for a few weeks. Then I brought them inside the house in a tank that hangs out in the upper 60s. Did fine for a while. Yeah, there's something like all the rainbows I brought in this year, like just did not do well at all. So I tore down one tub, brought the rainbows in, and I let them acclimate for like an hour, get them, you know, just so their temperatures were up the same, put them in an aquarium, and they were like gone. They were all dead within the next day. And I'm like, what? And Danny has had the same experiences. And so I messaged her. I was like, I just killed like a whole ton of rainbows. Like, what the heck's going on? And she's like, yeah, that happened to me the first year she did summer tubbing. Like when she brought them inside, let them acclimate, put them in a tank, and they all died. And so like she told me like you got to let them sit for like days long acclimation. It's really weird. I don't know. I just discovered brownie brittle, so delicious. I have no idea what that is. Eric Wyrock, what's going on, buddy? Says, yee! I got my 2-year badge. Thank you for an amazing ride these past 2 years. I did see that you got the 2-year badge, my friend. Man, hi itches. Or I'm crying in excitement of your 2 years. Jeez. I think I'm better. Thanks, yeah, man. Thanks for the 2 years and for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. I really do. Got 4 48 by 48 inch windows for free, so I built a greenhouse chicken coop this fall. Chickens in the spring. I'm always like, you see those deals online, like free glass. I'm like, I wonder if I could make an aquarium out of that. And I just think like, I gotta go pick it up, then I gotta cut it and silicone it. Or I could just buy one at the $1 per gallon sale. Amanda says, I moved my Critum calamastratum yesterday. It looks awesome in a bigger tank, over 3 feet long. Fingers crossed it doesn't pout too badly. That's been my experience. Okay, this thing is like starting to get annoying. Sorry, it's kind of me. It needs to go somewhere else. Here, go up there. That worked. After the stream, it'll go into a tank and it'll be just fine. Leslie says I can eat boiled eggs on a salad and that's about it. And deviled eggs. Wait, what? Pothos can cause allergic reactions. Maybe the neck isn't best. Oh, I've eaten pothos. No big deal. Very nutritious. I have 0 allergies. Thankfully. Knock on wood. I realize that could change, but so far I have 0 allergies. Tried tubbing CPDs, trough? And some water lettuce. Drop in some water lettuce maybe from my Madagascar rainbow tank for cover. Trough. And the tub I had in the fall I had a tub of wow, I've butchered this whole thing, man. Basically, he dropped in some water lettuce from his Madagascar rainbow tank, and in the fall had a tub full of Madagascars. That's kind of what I was hoping was going to happen in my park and so nice, but nope. I love a good yolk, whether boiled or fried. I'm just not a big fan of scrambled or omelets, but I'll still eat them. There's nothing like a fried egg in bacon grease. They're still spawning. Dang it. Actually, that all I gotta do is take the tetras out and I'll have CW 123 eggs. No big deal. Leslie says, I'm not even allergic to poison ivy. I've never had a reaction from it, so I don't know. Allergies and tastes change roughly every 7 years. That's an old wives' tale. So you should always try new things, but also expect potential anaphylaxis. That's an old wives' tale. Just like the whole you only use 10% of your brain. Just not true. It's just not true, people. Bowl 3 eggs, scramble, crush up saltines, mix, nuke 90 seconds. So I won't use in the microwave. Stir, add some butter, cheese, nuke another 90 seconds. Enjoy. Anyone know what the 100 pleats in a chef's hat means? I don't even know what you're talking about. Amy says, hello, Regina Phalanges. Regina Phalanges, how are you? Are the pooches being good to you? Paula says, oops, I missed the member pre-stream. Yeah, we had a lot of extra participants in there as well. Alex says, my allergies suck. I'm allergic to fruits, vegetables, oats, wheat, gluten, rye, barley, tree nuts, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds. What can you eat? Doritos? Like, holy smokes. Wow. Rocky Miles says, Bob, I got my first ever Gertrude RA2 Rainbowfish, Student McGill, for people that don't know. Lost the male 5 days later after a filter malfunction. Cycle crash. I have 2 females only now. They are schooling with lamp eyes. Will they be happy without a male? They will live without a male. So they're not a schooling fish, but they are a shoaling fish. So I mean, they're probably going to be just fine hanging out with the lamp eyes. Bob, it's a biological reaction to the environment. Dogs are even worse. The 7-year things is just an average, but it's not all BS. It's all BS. Where to go for scaping ideas? 55-gallon tank with brown gravel. Google Images. Just, honestly, that's what I do. I just go to Google Images, and I would type 55-gallon aquascape and see what I get up. See what I get. I'm gonna do it right now. 55-gallon aquascape. Something wrong with my internet? Hello? Anybody home? Try this again. 55-gallon aquascape. Hopefully I didn't just drop internet. Oh yeah, see, 55-gallon aquascape. You just Google it and then take a look. Like, look at all this stuff you could look at. Granted, not all of these are 55 gallons, but you should get plenty of ideas. You could do the same thing on YouTube if you'd rather watch videos. To me, I'd rather go through a bunch of pictures than you know, watch a 15-minute video on one aquascape when I'm trying to get ideas. But all kinds of ideas there. That looks like a co-op thumbnail right there in the middle. Oh, it's Facebook. I don't want to click on that. I bet that's co-op though. I'd be willing to bet. It's humorous that you say Doritos because every day at school I only eat Doritos and gluten-free Oreos. That does not sound very, my friend. But if you're still going to school, you must be young, so it doesn't really matter. When I was in high school, man, I'd eat like a whole bag of Doritos every day. It was not them small ones, like real bags, man. I'd just plow through those things. Have you seen Caladium Plant? My new happy plants. Caladium Plant. That does sound pretty familiar. Caladium Plant. Okay, I've seen these on my list before to be able to buy. I think I've seen these at like Home Depot too. They're very Christmassy. Still want to do a Lego Star Wars Battle of Hoth Aquarium. I think there is like one really good Star Wars aquascape out there that I've seen. Those are really good. I can't do live plants. I know why you hate 55 gallons now or refuse to spend $300 for a light. I don't like 55 gallons because they're really narrow. Honestly, I might put a few in my fish room just because they are narrow. And I only have like 7.5 feet of width to work with, so I might put in a few 55s. But I just don't like it for aquascaping reasons. Like it's hard to do something when it's only 12 inches wide. Well, front to back, whatever. But honestly, when I had my plant grow out tank, I used a 55 gallon with like a Walmart shop light. And I wasn't growing like highlight plants, but it worked for like rotalas and other stem plants. Cool Ranch. I was a Cool Ranch kid for sure. For sure. I just seen a 4-foot 150 gallon. That's like a square tank for $200, which that's a pretty good price for a large tank. But it's I think the 4-foot 150 is like really tall. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. I'd rather have the 6-foot 150. That'd be good. That'd be like a good like angel like discus type setup. There's a young YouTube creator that does Lego scapes for her axolotl. She uses Aquarium co-op sponges. That's interesting. Lego scapes. When I was at the Aquatic experience, like 2019, I think, one of the because they had like a kids aquascaping contest, and one of the kids used Legos, and I thought that was pretty cool. That was the year that they killed all their fish. They killed all the kids' fishes that year. That was pretty sweet. I wish the drinking coffee stunts your growth was true. Joints hurt, being the go-to guy for grabbing things on the shelves. Isn't there a point when you get so tall that you have to do like steroid injections too? Like, I don't know. I hope you're not that tall. Cool Ranch got me through my last couple hours of the Wyoming to California drive. Dude, Cool Ranch is so good. The one I loved was, oh man, it was in a black bag. Who remembers the black Doritos? What was it? What was the... Man, what was it? It was so good. No, it's not these. What is this? It's not, no. The whole bag's not black, but... No, it's really, this is really gonna bug me. I'll have to look that up later. If I ever get a 6-foot tank, it would be only, wait. Would only be a US native tank or a siren tank. A siren tank could be interesting. No, not spicy nacho. It was only made in the Jumping Jack, that's it. Jumping Jacks. Oh man, were these things good. Here. That's what I mean by black bag. Jumpin' Jack Doritos. Oh my gosh. K Walker says, bye guys. I keep buffering. Yeah, something's going on with my internet, I think. Because my internet's taking forever. I don't know if anyone else is buffering. Speaking of tall, I saw the biggest bobcat this afternoon. At first, I thought it was a mountain lion. Then I saw spots and short tail, gorgeous cat. Yeah, I see them all the time out here. In the summer, they go out and lay down in sun in the still going in the old logging roads. 131 watching and only 64. You know, we had just about this many people in the member stream. That's crazy. Basically, Aiden, member for 4 months, says hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button. Tangerine darters I've seen. Saffron shiners. I'm going to have to look that one up. Going to be collecting a group when you go to North Carolina. Saffron shiner. That's a pretty... It kind of looks like a trout, kind of. That salmon color. All right. I could dig this fish. Get some for me, too, while you're at it. Bob Van says, no problems here. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, why am I still on Doritos? Dang. I hope I get a check in the mail for Doritos after this stream. Shoot. Johnny says, I remember those. Those were good. They were good. They were good. I emailed Doritos once a while back and was like, why isn't this a flavor anymore? Can you bring it back? Like, that's how much I love them. I actually emailed Doritos. They never emailed me back, though. They don't care about me. I'm currently on a kick of Ruffles queso flavor. Queso. There we go. Green orange bag. So good. I have a 55-gallon with a plant light off Amazon for $55. It's doing good so far. Been about a year. Yeah, I think honestly any of the cheap LED like 4-foot shop lights that you can get at Walmart or Home Depot, you get like the 55K Spectrum. They're a little bit more money for that, but they're still like under 20 bucks. And you throw them on there, they're gonna grow any low light plant. Some medium light plants. They won't grow high light plants. I don't know if I still have my grow out tank picture here, or if I can even show it. Let's see. Where would this be? Will this work? So when I was selling plants on Facebook years and years and years ago, this was my grow out tank. This is a 55-gallon with just a $20 LED shop light. And there's Java ferns in there. There's wisteria. There's rotala. bacopa. There's some Ligwidia. Now this was like heavily fertilized, lots of water changes. This is when I was doing EI dosing. So that definitely helps. Regina Phalanges, member for 26 months. So much says I'm either extremely loyal or extremely stupid. You could be both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. I am a fiercely loyal person, but I'm extremely stupid as well. So you can definitely be both. Thank you for 26 months. I appreciate it. And Aiden, I'd say thank you for 4 months, but I know yours are all gifted. So congratulations. Danican Aquatics with the $10 super chat says, thanks much, Bob. Just got home from work, was driving and lurking. Congrats on 3,000, buddy. You definitely deserve it. Weirdest tank I ever saw was a 110 with the dimensions like two 55s stacked on top of one another with 1-inch glass. Was like 300 pounds. Wow. I don't know about that one. I do like the 8-foot 125, which is basically 255 gallons lengthwise. That was a really cool tank. And I never utilized it as well as I should have. I did sell it to Danny, so she has it now. So maybe someday I can get it back. Wisteria doesn't care if a light comes from a nearby lamp. It'll just grow. That's true. If we were talking about snacks, I'm going to say that the Big Utz cheese balls are the best. Oh, those are so good. Aiden says, hey, I paid for these 4. The one before was gifted and I thought I had actually bought it. Oh, well, I take it back. I apologize. Uh, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of someone else. Never mind. I apologize. I saw a 30-gallon heart-shaped aquarium that made me want to vomit. Worse than the hexagonal tanks. Jeez. The light I got is 65,000. What range would you put it? Low. You mean 6,500K? I'm pretty sure 65K is impossible. Or 65,000. 6,500K is. I'm going to assume you mean 6,500. So the spectrum doesn't dictate whether it's low, medium, or high. Because you could have a low light. The spectrum is just what color the light is. So like this light right here, you can see it's like super white. That's pretty close to like 10K. Now I could dim that down and it's still going to be a 10K spectrum, right? So I'm still doing it. Gotta stop it. So the spectrum doesn't dictate the brightness. That's more like wattage, I guess. I like my cut IBC totes, 125 gallon. I didn't know they made them that small. Now I just need to get something cool in there. Huh. Ooh, who farted? Was that you? Is that why you're over here right now? Ugh. That is nasty. Oh my. What in the world? Cheetos are still delicious. Gotta eat them with chopsticks, though. The orange dust never goes away. Chopsticks and Cheetos, huh? I like cheesy poofs. Come on, just come here. You're gonna bug me, just come here. 225 tote cut down. Okay. That makes more sense. I do know of the 225s. Now, I should have been a member for as long as I have been one with Corey, but I don't know what happened there. I think I forgot about it until you called me once. Did I call you out? Maybe in like a joking way. I would never call someone out for not being a member. That's ridiculous. Got a shop light from Harbor Freight and it makes my tank look real yellow and it bums me out. Yeah, so you're down in like the 3K realm when you start getting the yellow. That's why I say, like, a lot of them, if you go to Walmart, they have 4 LED shop lights and there's 2 versions of them. There's one that's like, well, they might be more now because of inflation, but there was one that was like 13 bucks and then there was one that was like 20 bucks. And it was the 55K or 65K spectrum that was the more expensive one. No, the girlfriend super chatted and you both heckled me. Okay, that's right. That's right. I did do a little heckling. Now I remember. Wow, was that 4 months ago already? That's crazy. And Curtis, thank you so much for 37 months. I appreciate it. All right. That's not enough pets, right? You're still going to sit here and bug me? Takis are the best snack, hands down. I don't even know what that is. I do know that y'all are making me hungry and I still have another 45 minutes to go. A picture of the dogs in the corner of the stream. That would be cool. Actually, don't have any pictures of them. Like, I mean, I have like pictures on my phone. I'm going to have my husky drawn. I found an artist that's really, really good. And I'm going to commission her to do my husky one of these days. But picture frames are expensive. That is why... Hi, thanks. That is why this giraffe is not in a picture frame. Paul says I'm feeling hungry again too. Rolled chili lime tortilla chips. My 12-year-old loves... Yeah, I've never heard of Takis. Rocky Miles says, my mono shrimp molt often, but don't eat the shell like I heard they would. Should I remove the molts or leave them to disintegrate? I don't think it's harmful to just let them disintegrate. I mean, it's kind of calcium, granted very, very low amounts of calcium. And if they're not eating their molt, then they probably have no need to reabsorb that calcium. Which means your water is just perfect for them. Well, maybe not perfect, but good for them. Takis. Trying to talk the giraffe into letting me get a Doberman when we move here in about a year. I want a dog that could theoretically tackle me. A Doberman can tackle. This guy could, though. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy's big. Oh. Oh. Come here. Oh, there you go. Oh. There you go. Say hi to the camera. See? This big monster could tackle you. But see how much bigger it is than the Doberman? Yeah, look at that. You would never tackle me. He has tackled me, but not on purpose. Not on purpose. Now the Doberman's jealous. Got to get his schnoz in here. But look at look at how small this dude's head is compared to the Mastiff. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're like 5'1", then he could tackle you. Secret History, living in Aquarium. What's up, Alex? Look at that. Right there. That was drawn by Alex. Right there. There you go. Start talking about the giraffe, and he shows up. Jay Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Says, hey, fish family. As always, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Good to see you. Good to see you too, buddy. Pimpin' Shrimp says, Connie Corso. Yep, that one could tackle you too. So I shouldn't tell you I had a grilled pork roast. Nah, I don't really care about pork. Like, unless it's bacon. Like, even sausage isn't that good. Like, it's good, but it's not bacon good. But pork in general, like pork chops, ugh. It's not as good as beef. Dang, he's huge. He is huge. He's thick. Oh my gosh, what have I started here? I'm a genie in a bottle. You got to rub me the right way. You're Christina Aguilera? Is that what you're saying? Oh my gosh. Yuck, bacon is the only pork you'll eat. I didn't say that. I just said beef is better. And if I had a choice, I'm always going to choose beef. But I had bacon this morning. I had bacon yesterday, and I'll probably have bacon tomorrow. Does sausage even have real meat, though? I don't even care. Like, I'll still eat it. Like hot dogs, I don't care. Hot dogs are just made of lips and buttholes. I'll still eat them. Don't care. My Saint Bernard thought she was a lap dog and always covered in bruises. I couldn't tell her no. My Mastiff is not a lap dog, but he's kind of he's a mix of a lot of things behavioral wise, because he was beaten by his previous owners, which was really sad. It took him over a year to warm up to me. Before I moved, like, he would always find like the loneliest place in the house. Like, if I was upstairs, he would go hide in a corner downstairs. It took him a long time to open up to me. Any camping trips planned? Tentatively, will they be filmed? I don't know. Alex Gonzalez, somebody got the movie quote. All right. I like it. Dobermans are great dogs, though. They are amazing. It's by far the most affectionate dog I've ever been around. Now I'm really hungry. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry too. I have some chicken wings, not chicken wings, chicken legs that are just marinating right now. As soon as I'm done with the stream, they're going in the air fryer and they're going to be so good. Oh, man. I give my dogs bacon sometimes. They love me. All right. I get it. I love you too, buddy. UPS are living the dream. Says, I wouldn't trade my Dobie for anything. Have I ever seen a Congo blind spiny eels for sale? I've never even heard of this fish. That one crazy Asian keeper is the only one I know who has ever had one. I don't even know who you're talking about, but okay. My heart drops. So glad you have that dog. Yeah, he was in a bad way. It's to the point, like, I would reach, like, if we were both in the kitchen and I would, like, reach up to open the cupboard, like, just the action of reaching up, he thought he was going to get hit, and he would just, like, hunker down to the ground and, like, just take off because he thought he was going to get hit. I wish I knew who his previous owners were. I wish so bad. Linda says, love my Dobie. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. But, I mean, all dogs are, really. Except Chihuahuas. Easy to train, doesn't take a ton if given proper exercise. Shedding isn't a pain. I'll disagree with you on the shedding part. Like, these little black hairs just stick into everything. Like, they're all over me. My Mastiff, no hair issues. My little pit bull down there that's too lazy, he's sleeping. He's literally been sleeping for like 3 hours. His little white hairs, nothing. But this guy's black hair, they're like just pin needles. He's soft. He's soft when I pet him, but individually those things are just like, they just stick into everything. Rodina Philandy says, I'm out later, Bob. Uh-oh. Was it the Chihuahua crack? Oh, man. I knew I'd get someone with the Chihuahua. Make someone angry. Man, they just bite all the time. All the time they're just biting. That's all they do. To be fair, they are at the shelter. They're scared. I get it. Don't get me started on corgi glitter. It's everywhere. Dude, buddy. Somebody give you all a thumbs up. Thank you, Vibes. I appreciate it. Nothing is bacon good. My Chihuahua used to clean my Toby's teeth. That's interesting. Go pound the previous Adobe owner. So I do know the previous owner. But it was a very sad circumstance of why he got rid of his. There was Adobe, and I forget what the other dog was. At the time, I didn't know that they came in as a pair, or I would have taken them home as a pair. So I actually feel really bad for that. But they weren't being kept in a pair at the kennel, so I just assumed that he came in by himself, and I took him home immediately. Like, he came in the morning. I went there to volunteer, and I was like, that's my dog. I want that dog. And so I had to wait the 3-day, there's like a 3-day waiting period when dogs get dropped off. And I came back and got him on the 3rd day. And then when I was in there a couple weeks later, I don't really talk to the staff that much. I just go in there and do my thing and leave. But a couple weeks later, I was talking to the staff, and they asked me how he was doing. And so I started talking about him, and that's when I learned that he came in with another dog. It wasn't another, it was a different breed. It wasn't an Adobe, but I still would have taken it no matter what, because they were buddies. So I'll always feel bad about that. But the other dog went to home as well, so. It's I could never imagine like surrendering a dog but it is one of the hardest things to see when you're at the shelter, when like a whole family comes down and drops off a dog, like, and they're all just crying, and you know they would do anything for this dog, and it's in the dog's best interest, whatever hardship they're going to. But that is the hardest part about being at the shelter, watching people drop off their pets. Not all the time. I mean, we get the people that lie and like that are just abandoning their pets and say like my pit bull mix, the people that abandoned him, he was just they caught him. He was a field stray. They caught him out in the field. He was tagged. He has this chip, and they called him, and they're like, "Oh no, we sold him to a friend a long time ago," and you know, so like, and then they're like, "What's their numbers?" So they give them the number, and then no one ever answers. Like, they just abandoned him. Regina says, my Chihuahua is rad. I've never had a tiny dog before her. She makes me laugh every day and is a blast. Yeah, 99% of what I say about Chihuahuas is just totally kidding. Like, I realize, like, I've been around some pretty sweet Chihuahuas. Like, a Chihuahua that's home is, like, and not stressed out like in a kennel is way different for sure. I must look into getting a dog soon. I couldn't recommend it enough. Any dog. There's a lot of smaller species that I come across at the kennel that I think are awesome. I would just never keep them because I'm afraid of hurting them. Like, we have like serious like WWE wrestling matches. We're wrestling over here, hardcore wrestling. That's why I always end up with scrapes and cuts and bruises. I couldn't do that with a small dog. Like, I'd be afraid of like it sitting on my bed and I'm sleeping and I roll over and crush it. Like, that's not gonna happen with these dogs. My dad made me get rid of my Rotterman Rottweiler Doberman cross. That'd be a pretty cool dog, which he was protected because dad's Basenji, I have no idea what that is, would play aggressively. Look like plain aggression. Alex says, sorry, I guess I'm the only person that doesn't like dogs here. That's all right. We don't have to like the same things. We do like fish though, right? I do like big dogs, he says. Also, like, the people like 10 miles that way, they had their Chihuahua taken by a hawk. I don't want a dog. Like, I am out in the wild. I literally live in the woods. I don't want a dog that I have to worry about being attacked. I want dogs that can kill whatever comes into my yard. African wild dogs? Let me Google it. That sounds interesting. Oh, okay, I do know what these are. I have seen these. Welcome to the Steenfott canines stream. My Chihuahua is super fast and knows how to get out of the way. I don't treat her any different than a big dog. I'm just paranoid. Used to hunt lions. They ain't taking down a lion. I guess that's probably the dumbest thing I ever said, right? Like, obviously, they're not taking down a lion. That's stupid. But, like, the Dogo Argentina is actually meant to take out cougars. Like, it was bred to take out cougars, so some dogs take out big cats. That's one of my dream dogs. Argentine Mastiff. Someday. I grew up with dogs, now I have cats. I'll also have my serval one day, so this guy just never quits. Hillbilly Aquatic, what's going on, my friend? One of my cats routinely runs straight into my ankles or underfoot, and then the other one is super smart and stays away 90% of the time. Speaking of outdoors, since my 1-year retreat, I can't seem to find the Get Outdoors channel anymore. You just have to search Get Outdoors, and it's the only one that comes up. At least for me, it's the only channel that comes up. There's a lot of like videos that pop up, but it's the only channel for me that pops up. And there's probably nothing new in the last year anyways, to be honest. I think we went camping maybe in the spring. Ugh, I'm trying to type, buddy. When was the last video uploaded? Oh, Jimmy and I did go this spring. That's right. 4 months ago. And then 9 months, and then everything over a year. In packs they do. Look it up, my guy. I mean, this thing looks smaller than a hyena. And a hyena can barely take out a lion. Barely. Only if the other lionesses are gone. Get some random lion walking around. But what do I know? I mean, you know more than I do, so I'll take your word for it. Us cougars have a lot to offer. Not that kind of cougar. Buddy, you gotta chill out a little. I'm not a cat person, but I would enjoy having those huge cats. I forget the name, but the King of DIY has 2 of them, if that helps. I have no idea. I would need a bigger cat. Like, a serval is like my minimum. That's my minimum size for a cat. And I think those are only like, what, like 60 pounds maybe? But they're tall. Really tall. Gotta go, guys. Thanks for the stream. As always, Bob and Mods, thanks for stopping by. Katie, I appreciate it. My clients have Rhodesian Ridgebacks. Those dogs, yeah. I would definitely go for one of those too. Cougars can teach you a thing or two. Probably. BJ Palmer says, I miss camping. I hope to get healthy enough to go again. I hope to one day do like a camp out, like a fish fam camp out. I don't even know how to even pretend to make that happen, but that would be fun. They're roughly 90% muscle, though. I had so many bruises after 5 minutes of play. I have zero doubt that one can actually train to take down a lion with maybe 2 pals. That's a tall order. You're talking about like a female lion, like 400-500 pounds of muscle. I don't know. Oh my gosh, a fish questions. Thank you so much, Taryn. Taryn Cuttlefish, do you have any tips for overwintering a tub? It depends, like what kind of fish you have in there. I'm trying to, like, without knowing what kind of fish, really, I mean, the only thing I do is, with my tubs, like I have my white cloud minnows out there. The only thing I do is make sure that to break up the ice every day. And even that's not important. We had a really bad storm last year where it got over 6 inches. Like I couldn't even break it up anymore without like serious work. And man, it was frozen like that for probably about a week, and they were still fine. I don't have any real reason why I break up the ice. I just do. I don't know why. Work says I wouldn't keep a serval as a pet. I would. Maybe a savannah or a bank, because they are mixed, wild, domestic, but servals are fully wild animals, and males in particular can be harmful and not pets. I would not keep it as a pet, but I would definitely keep one. Like, I wouldn't go out and like buy one, or I wouldn't buy a wild one. I would definitely do like a second or third generation, and it would have to be like a rescue. Like, it would have to be something like, yeah, this it's already acclimated to being a pet. It could never go back into the wild. That's pretty much the only way I would take a serval. We're talking about mammals. I want an armadillo so bad. Underground Reptiles has them sometimes. Yeah, they're illegal here. Leslie says it true. The only thing wrong with dogs is they don't live long enough. Yep. What's my favorite Neo Cardini shrimp? Honestly, just cherry shrimp. Just cherry shrimp. Sounds boring, but that's my favorite. You have white clouds too? Yeah, you don't have to do anything. I don't even feed my white cloud. Now, I have a 300-gallon tub, so there's all kinds of insects running around in there. But I generally don't even feed my white clouds in the winter time. Alex says an airstone helps overwintering. Yeah, I would just make sure you have some sort of movement in there. Some sort of surface agitation is the only thing I would be worried about. That's right, Bob. That's right. Like if you had the space to provide a rescue, but servals are wild animals like cougars and bobcats. So I mean, they're getting more and more domesticated. Obviously, they're wild animals. Like our fish are wild animals. But once you get so many generations, they become way more domesticated. And I do have the space. Like I could go out and build a gigantic enclosure right now. If someone like dropped off a serval at my front door tomorrow, I could have a gigantic shelter built by the end of the week. Is it common to have runt with fish? Yeah, definitely. Like especially with like guppies and endlers. I have some juvenile red zebras, yeah, in Africans too, and I have one super small compared to the rest. I have a new hatch out in the box waiting for it to grow out, and wondered if I'll see a runt again. You can help the runt. They're just getting out-competed for food. When it comes to African cichlids, they're just getting out-competed. So if you were to separate him and fatten him up on his own, he would start growing again too. 11 tiger barbs, 1 red-tailed shark. Could I add a Florida flagfish to control blackbeard algae? You could, depending on the size of the tank. Fish question: goat dewormer for fish. Fenbendazole liquid put on food. Ella Bree interviewed a guy that does collecting in South America. He uses it for his wild caught fish. I don't really like getting into treating fish, but I do use fenbendazole. And if that's the active ingredient in the goat dewormer, I'm sure it's the same as anything else. So I don't know if you're asking if it's okay to use it, but I would probably use it. If you look at the ingredients and that's the only thing, you're probably safe. Any ideas for barbs that go well with Odessa barbs? 65-gallon tank with plecos and loaches. I keep looking at those checkered and melon barbs at Dan's Fish. I would probably go with the melon barbs if it was me. Simply because they're a little bit bulkier. That's the only reason. I think both would do well. I think your checker barbs might get harassed a bit more. Not to the point that they would get killed or anything, but if if your Odessas did get a little fin nippy, I think your melon barbs would hold up a little better. I have 2 pairs of Bosemani. One pair is more yellow, the other is more orange. They were not labeled at auction when I purchased. Is there a way to know if the orange ones are Tinjo or Uter? Not really. Unless you have like DNA work done, which you're probably not going to pay for that because you don't want to kill it, right? There's really no good way to know. You could say, you know, Uters are smaller. My Tinjos are more orange. But honestly, I've seen Bosemani come out of wholesalers like just super orange. So it'd be really tough. From what I hear, flagfish are only good algae control if they aren't provided with other food. I mean, they'll graze. Like, you could feed them a little bit every day, and they'd probably still graze. But if you're actually getting them to remove your algae, then you probably don't want to feed them. Just another human person. I like that name. Personally, I would love to have some prairie dogs one day. From what I've seen, they are really goofy and have lots of personality. They do. They do. Especially when they just stand up and they start calling. It's pretty funny. Fun fact, I make pork carnita, crockpot, and chipotle copycat rice. And I made better than chipotle burritos. All right. Amber Hart says, I have a Pisto Pandoras in South Florida at 8 pH. Do you think I could set them outside and let them rainwater? Wait. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to reread this one. Hi. I have a Pisto Pandoras in South Florida at 8 pH. Do you think I could set them up outside and let the rainwater naturally bring it down? Let the rainwater naturally bring down the pH for breeding. I don't know why that was so hard for me. I think you definitely could. I would try that if it was me. Aren't flagfish kind of aggressive? From what I hear, I wouldn't put them with any of my... Well, I wouldn't put flagfish with like really small nano fish. Nostalgia Mountain. All the rainbow fish I see at my local store are all gray and faded. They could just be fry. Fry rainbows are really pretty dull. They're just a silver fish. However, if they're old and like full grown and still gray and faded, then that's just really poor quality rainbow fish. Leslie brings up a good point too. It says most fish color up once you get them home and they de-stress. Yeah, being in a fish shop is not very relaxing, right? It's very stressful. They're generally not getting fed very often and not even with quality foods. So you take them home, get them in a planted tank, especially rainbows. Throw them in a tank, feed them lots of quality food, and they color up. I mean, I've gotten Bosemani's from PetSmart to color up pretty nicely. Will flagfish pick on neon and ember tetras? I mean, you can't really say. Like, there's no guarantee that it will or won't. But I would try it. I'd be okay with trying that. I wouldn't do it with like blue neon rasboras or strawberry rasboras. Like, I'm talking like really small nano fish. Flagfish are back in stock at Aquatic Arts. I feel like they've had nothing in stock for like a year. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong stuff, but I was at their website the other day and like everything's out of stock. I went there for corridoras and there was like nothing. I'll look again. I think I went there looking for aspidoras, which I don't know why they would have aspidoras, but I had to look. I got like 4 species here. That's it. Yeah, they only have 4 species of Corydoras. Like, that's pretty weak. Like, what's going on? What's going on over there at Aquatic Arts? They have, like, nothing in stock. Well, they have flagfish, apparently. Yes, but everything is out of stock on their site. Yeah, like, what is going on over there? I'm telling you. They have this, like, huge, gigantic, like, fish selection, but they're always sold out of everything. I'm having trouble getting my rainbowfish eggs to hatch. I pulled them from the mop and put them in a container with methylene blue, but they still fungus up. I would maybe suggest more water changes in your container, and I don't know if you have an air stone in there, but it definitely needs air flow or water flow, so maybe more flow would be things I would try. And then you can also try, maybe instead of methylene blue, maybe you try some alder cones. If methylene blue is not working for you, I would definitely try something else. It could just be, yes, buddy. I mean, it could be something as simple as throwing in a couple alder cones and boom, your problem solved. They want $32 for 3 pygmy cories. What? I didn't even look at the price. Now I have to look. That's ridiculous. School of 3, 30. How are they getting $10 for pygmy cory fish? That's insane. If I could sell pygmy cory fish for $10, I'd be a millionaire. Wow. What are their other cories priced at? Panda cories. Okay, your panda cories are cheaper. Pygmy, that's got to be like a mistake or something. I don't know. Albinos, $5 each. Okay. Julii. They're about $9 each. A little more. That is crazy. $10. Wow. All right. They've been loading fish like every 6 hours, but only in batches of 20 to 80, and they sell out super fast. Also, their goal is to be out of stock until January. Basically, Friday, when I kicked off the secret 25 code, there were like 90 plus fish. Most sold out that night. Pygmy cories. Felicia says pygmy cories at my LFS are $12.99 each. That is crazy. You can literally buy those for 50 cents. I think I can buy them for 30 cents if I buy enough of them. I'm not. I'll look right now. Like, that is insane markup. I don't care what retailers I piss off. That's yeah, 59 cents is what I pay for pygmy cories. To sell, think of the markup. 59 cents to $12. That's insane. Are the goodieads gone? That's what I'm talking about. Let me look. I mean, I believe you, but I still got to look for my own eyes. Stock level 0. All right. I sold 6 Trout Goodies today. That makes me happy. I thought you'd have some insight, Alex. I guess you would know that. I mean, also at Bob, the price is all depending on if locally bred versus domestic farm versus import. So if it says $10 for sale, they paid exactly $3.33 cash to breeders. Well, they got ripped off. I don't know how you can justify that. Like, they got it wrong on this one. Like, there's no I don't care. You can't sell pygmy cories for over $10 a piece. That is just asinine. It does say we are proud to offer tank raised specimens of this peaceful, perfect. Tank raised specimens though is not captive bred from local breeders, right? Tank raised specimens, that's farm bred. tank raised specimens. Like, that's such an odd term. Like, of course they're raised in a tank. What else would they be raised in? They're either raised in a tank or they're wild caught. Like, I'm not trying to like degrade aquatic arts at all. But $12 or $11, that's just ridiculous, man. You can't, I don't know. What do I know? I'm a dummy. But you can't go from charging like $4 a fish to all of a sudden, oh, $12 because I paid $3 for them. Don't pay $3 for them. That's stupid. Up here they are 10 for $15. The price is nuts. Aquarium Co-op is charging 10 plus for all their cories lately too. So all their cories is completely different than pygmy cories. Pygmy cories are like the cheapest cory. There's nothing cheaper than a pygmy. Maybe Habrosis. Habrosis are in that same like 50-cent range. Albinos are like $1. Man, that's insane. But yeah, you just can't say like, I honestly, most cories should be around $10. Outside of like Paleotis, Albinos, Pygmaeus, you know, anything out of like PetSmart range, I think should be between $10 and $15. What's the most expensive cory then? The Vulcan cory they run about $200. After the Vulcan, it's probably the CW 153. The Vulcan cory is CW 111. Pygmies are like $8.99 at the co-op too. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen pygmies at the co-op, to be honest. I look at their list every week just to see what cories they get. But Nino, definitely Vulcan cories are the most expensive that I know of. And there is some on Aquabid right now for $200, or there was. Which I don't think I could ever pay that much for a Corridora. Vulcan Death Grip. Emerald cory is definitely pretty cheap. Like I said, anything that's sold at like that at PetSmart or Petco, right? Those are gonna be like $5 cories. Laser cories for $12.99 is a good deal. Panda cories for $12.99 is a bit high, I feel. The Fish Room ABQ, I think that's a good price point. Pygmy corridors are $3.99. He owns his fish store. He charges $3.99. Those PetSmart species are all farm raised usually, so oddly tank raised means homebred. I don't think tank raised means homebred. I really don't. I don't trust the company enough to think that every single one of their fish is homebred. I'm not saying that they have that, like every fish labeled at that, but when you have hundreds of fish on your website, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. What can I say? Like, literally every single thing here says tank bred. Rummy nose rasbora is tank bred. Right? They're not getting rummy nose rasbora from a local breeder. I'm sorry. African banded barb, tank bred. No. That's not being bred in someone's home in their aquarium. That just doesn't make much sense to me. It's setting off a few alarm bells. Maybe you're right, though. Maybe you're right. Like I said, I'm just a big dummy. I could be wrong. To me, tank means farm bred. That's what that means to me. Aquatic Arts has the goal of every fish that says tank raised means domestic. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, so it's farm bred in Florida, you know. And indoor bred, for some breeders, it's their ethic goal. Pygmy Corys at the West Spot are $3 each. $3 each. I think that's what I sold them for. Let me see what I sell. Let me go to my website. I'm gonna laugh if they're like $10. Oh man. Okay. Man, my internet is just really slow still. Pygmy. That's not how you spell pygmy. That's how you spell pygmy. Pygmy Cory. What? $3.49 is what I sold them for. $3.49. It makes me not want to do business with them. Sorry, I'm not trying to disparage Aquatic Arts at all. I'm just skeptical when literally everything says tank raised. Like, let's see. Store freshwater fish. Go to barbs. Like, every single one of their barbs says tank bred. Like, I'm not buying it. Like, I don't know. To have that many barbs. So what? They got 9 species. 8 of them say tank bred. Let's be fair. 8 of them. Only 8 out of 9. And just, I don't know. The rummy nose really is skeptical to me. Really skeptical. Same with the banded barb. But, you know, maybe they're only buying 20 at a time, and they are, you know, tank bred in some hobbyist's home. But I would not be surprised to find out that a lot of these are farm bred in Florida. But regardless, back to our original thought. We can all agree that $12 for a Pygmy Cory is a little ridiculous. How cold is it? Too cold to ship fish? Depends on who you ask. And it depends on who's shipping. Like Dan's Fish, I bet he could ship year round. Because that dude's crazy good at shipping. I always stopped shipping for about a month in the winter. One, because Amazon and holiday shopping really bogs down the system. So your packages are always late. And 2, it's really cold, so. But I only shipped PS priority, so of course my stuff's going to get delayed in the winter. It does feel sort of like word finagling between like grass-fed and free range. Yeah, see, there's I don't know, there's a lot of different ways to interpret tank bred. They import from 3 places now, but it used to be like 20 places. I kind of wonder if the home breeders are buying imported. But yeah, I'm literally going down to 2 of their sources in Florida. Hey, Thunder Aquatic, what's going on, buddy? So in the styrofoam boxes, you would do hand warmers. Yeah, you do heat packs. There's like 72-hour heat packs. There's 24-hour heat packs. There's, I don't know, 96-hour heat packs. Yeah, you just throw in some heat packs and 10 degrees Fahrenheit is my limit for salamanders. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that goes on into shipping fish, and you shouldn't just do it willy-nilly in the winter. You should definitely, there's lots of videos online, on YouTube. Dan's Fish, who I think is the best shipper in the US, has videos on how to ship fish, so I would watch those. I'm trying to find newts for sale. Can't find any. It's really hard to get newts for salamanders these days. There's so many different laws in between states. I just don't think it's really worth wholesalers or resellers to get into amphibians. Your best bet would be to go to like fauna classifieds and trying to find some like captive bred species there. Alex says, I got 3 strains of Endlers, Idaho to Nebraska. Got stuck over Veterans Day 2. 4 days in the box. Low teens here. All good. Temp in the box was 69 degrees. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on. Like, I had the worst luck with heat packs and breather bags. So I had to quit using breather bags in the winter. Because it really just made them sweat. And then as those bags sweat, then it got the heat packs wet. And so they would fail. Then you either have to get like some type of divider. Oh, there's so many things. If you start shipping fish, you'll learn a lot fast. Kind of wonder if the home breeders are buying imported. I doubt it. I would say that their home breeders are farms in Florida. That's all I gotta say about that. Big Shrimpin says it best. You shouldn't have to interpret anything. And tank raised leaves a lot open for interpretation. I think we can all agree on that, right? Like, I could have a 2,000 gallon tank mass breeding something in my backyard, and just like a farm in Florida could have a 2,000 gallon tank mass breeding something on their property, you know? They're both in a tank. Ordered Aquahoon in Washington, shipped to Florida, and my fish arrived in the middle of a hurricane, and Nicole alive and well. Yeah, they've really upped their shipping game too. Then Ginger says, gotta run, Bob. Y'all have a good evening. See you around the tubes. Don't forget to become a member and don't miss the member streams. There you go. Thank you. And on that note, we are going to call it quits. It has been over 2 hours. And clearly this guy needs some real attention. And so that's going to do it. Right. I've got loads of salamanders in my basement windows. I could send you one. What kind? I kind of want some. Well, depending on what kind. Do you know what kind? Yes. I said we're almost done. Just a couple more minutes. And then we can go run around, okay? Then I'll throw you from the top ring. Yeah, see? Yeah, see? What are you going to do? Oh, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. All right, guys. I will wait. Yeah, Amy, what species? Yeah, we all want to know, Amy, what species? I don't know. They're with yellow spots. Tiger salamanders. Maybe tiger salamanders. Can you take a picture and send it to me? steenfotaquatics@gmail.com. That would be pretty cool. Inquiring minds want to know. If I'm not correct, and I am most of the time, when Bob sold fish, he said hobbyist bred if he didn't get them from wholesale. Well, we can just double check that right now. Let's see. Those are going to be rainbows. What did I have here? Yeah, so there you go right there. Yellow rainbows. Melanotania Herbert axelrodi. Hobbyist bred Gerald Allen strain. So I even said the strain of them. Like, it's not that hard. I had Gerald Allen Herbert axelrodi. That's pretty sweet. That's true. You were right. You were right. To be honest, though, tiger salamanders are not very exciting, Regina. Just so you know. They spend like 99% of their life burrowed. Ooh, fancy. Fancy schmancy. First line in the description. Boom. Boom. Well, honestly, if you have Gerald Allen strain of rainbows, that should always be the first line in the description, right? Any Cali Tiwas, Bob? I never sold Cali Tiwas. No. Nope, nope, nope. All right, guys. That's it for now. I will see you all maybe later this week for our second stream of the week. Unless, you know, I don't have power again. Like a hellbender. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't have hellbenders in her basement. I have tagish salamanders in my ponds. Sad. I know. I'm pretty sure there's someone close to you that has Tiwas though, and is breeding them. But anyways, I am starving. Gonna go out, run around, make some chicken, play with these dogs. Play with these dogs. Yeah, I'm gonna play with these dogs. What are you gonna do?